Hello athletes and fitness enthusiasts, Jurgen Swinkels here. Perhaps you've seen the Netflix documentary The Game Changers about athletes who switched to a vegan diet. After watching that documentary, countless athletes and fitness enthusiasts who became interested in also making a switch are wondering what the best vegan protein sources are. Protein from food is essential for building new muscle proteins and repairing muscle cells that are injured by strenuous exercise. But can plant-based foods provide sufficient protein for optimum performance and recovery? Depending on the type, intensity and duration of your workouts, regular exercise increases your protein demand from 0.8 gram per kilogram body weight per day for sedentary persons to 1.2 to 2 gram per kilogram body weight per day. According to studies, 20 to 25 grams of protein consumed 5 times per day is the optimum amount of protein to promote muscle protein synthesis or MPS following resistance training. When you stop eating meat or animal products, you stop getting your protein from major protein sources, and you will therefore need to think more carefully about how you will meet your protein objectives utilizing plant protein sources. So let's have a closer look at some of the most commonly available plant-based protein sources and if they are suitable for athletes. Understanding amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, is critical. Only 9 out of 20 amino acids that make up the human body are essential, indicating that they must be obtained through food. The remaining 11 non-essential amino acids may be produced by the body itself. Animal proteins such as beef, pork, poultry, fish, dairy products and eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids. Some plant-based proteins such as soy, buckwheat, quinoa and chia are also complete proteins, which means that they contain all 9 essential amino acids. Other plant proteins are missing some amino acids. So if you are on a vegan diet, it is important to eat a variety of foods to get all 9. For instance, lentils are high in lysine and low in methionine, but rice is low in lysine and high in methionine. You can get all 9 of the essential amino acids by consuming both foods. Having said that, for an appropriate intake of amino acids, it's not really necessary combining different plant protein sources during each meal. The body has a supply of amino acids that it can draw from as needed. In short, as long as diverse sources of plant protein are ingested and the energy intake is adequate, a vegan diet can provide enough protein. Now, as an athlete or fitness enthusiast, you may ask if plant proteins are just as effective for constructing muscle as animal proteins. Due to their lower concentration of amino acids, until recently plant proteins were thought to be less effective for building muscle than animal proteins. And indeed, research demonstrates that compared to animal proteins, soy protein causes a reduced muscle protein synthesis response in the immediate 3 to 5 hours post-exercise interval. Its reduced leucine concentration is probably the cause of this. Nevertheless, muscle protein synthesis following resistance exercise can persist up to 24 hours, so it's also important to consider long-term increases of muscle mass instead of only immediate increase. And interestingly, providing that you consume sufficient amounts, plant proteins are just as effective as animal proteins for boosting strength and muscle growth, according to a meta-analysis of 9 lengthy studies by Messina and colleagues in 2018. Following resistance training, the researchers discovered that soy and whey protein supplements produced gains in strength and muscle mass that are comparable. There was no distinction between those taking whey and those taking soy supplements in terms of improvement in bench press, squat strength, and overall body mass. These findings support those of an earlier meta-analysis by Morton and colleagues in 2017, which indicated that the type of protein you consume, soy versus whey, has no bearing on your ability to grow strength and muscle mass as long as you consume at least 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. This in turn was confirmed in a more recent study by Hevia Lorraine and colleagues in 2021, wherein the effects were examined of ingesting 1.6 grams of protein per day for a period of 12 weeks on improvement in leg muscle development and strength in both vegans and omnivores. Researchers discovered no differences in increases between the groups, suggesting that protein source does not affect resistance training induced adaptations if adequate amounts of proteins are consumed. Now the important question is which protein sources are the best for vegan athletes. And here you find a table with 10 best vegan protein sources by grams per 100 gram, ranked from the highest to the lowest protein content. Actually, soy-based foods are one of the best sources of protein and the amino acid leucine for vegans due to the favorable amino acid profile, and they can be considered complete protein sources. In terms of total protein content, tofu has 8 grams per 100 gram, whereas tempeh has 19 grams and edamame, young green soybeans in the pod, has 18 grams per 100 gram, which levels are comparable to levels in meat and fish. Beans and lentils typically contain 7 to 9 grams per 100 gram, and hummus made of chickpeas has a comparable protein content with roughly 8 grams of protein per 100 gram. Peanut butter even has 25 grams of proteins per 100 gram and is a very easy accessible protein source. Anyone can make a peanut butter sandwich. In addition, bread and peanut butter are incredibly affordable and simple to keep on hand. Also, many grains, including whole wheat pasta, bread and oats, are important sources of protein, and even green vegetables like Brussels sprouts contain 3.4 grams protein per 100 gram. So if you were to consume 150 grams of cooked pasta with 10.2 grams of protein, along with 100 grams of black beans with 8.9 grams of protein and 100 grams of Brussels sprouts with 3.4 grams of protein, you will have 22.5 grams of protein, which is the optimum amount for building muscle after a workout. So in summary, the consumption of vegan proteins will not have a negative effect on athletic performance as long as the right protein sources are selected and sufficient variety is incorporated in the diet. I hope you liked this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. We are dropping videos like this on YouTube on a regular basis, and if you have questions, leave them in the comments box below with the hashtag School of Sports Nutrition, and I'll do my best to get in there and get those questions answered right away.